What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So I got another box today in the mail. The Max Lens Mod for the GoPro 9 and 10. So it says it gives you up to 155 degrees field of view. You get maximum hyper smooth, maximum time warp, and horizon lock. Pretty cool. So I didn't, I already opened it, sorry. I did it without you. It was kind of boring. Anyway, you know, you just get your standard peripheral packets that nobody reads, and a GoPro diaper, you know, just in case. But they really think of everything here. It's quite cool. So you get the GoPro Max Lens Mod. Quite cool looking, actually. Quite beefy. And you have this, it's like a soft silicone cover. It's got some hard plastic there in the back, so you can kind of keep it on there, keep it protected, because it is concave. I mean convex, not concave. Convex. Out. But you know, it comes with this back piece too, so you can actually twist, take off the lens, and you can put this cover on, and now it's in a little case. So you take the back piece off, and then you install and give it a little twist. Your Max Lens Mod. Make sure it's all square. Yep, locked into place, and you're good to go. But the back piece, so now you have this, you're good to go. Now what do you do with the other lens, right? You don't want dust and stuff getting in there. So there's a little circle inside this back piece of this silicone cap. You can take your old lens, and it kind of snaps right into that little circle and stays in there. So now you don't care if dust gets on here, you just don't want it getting in the lens. So now it can't. So you can store this away, maybe put it in a plastic bag or something, and stick it in your GoPro bag, because you never know. I'm definitely going to keep it, because I did notice a couple of things right off rip. They're a little different, which, you know, it might be nice to have the other one, but we're going to do a couple of tests, right? I'm going to hold the camera right here, and we're going to record at 2.7K at 30 frames per second, because that's 2.7K is all you can go to with the Max Lens Mod. You can go up to a maximum of 60 frames per second, but that's it. That's it. With the lens that the GoPro comes with, you can go up to 5.3K. But I don't think the firmware is there yet, because you'll see. We're gonna do some tests. So we're gonna do a couple of tests. We're gonna put the original lens on, and I'm gonna hold the camera right here, and we're gonna do 5.3K at 30 frames per second. Then we're gonna do 4K at 30 frames per second with the old lens on. And then we're going to do this lens, 2.7K, because that's all it can do, at 30 frames per second, and see what the differences are. I'm not going to do the horizon locking thing. I mean, you can find that anywhere on the internet, but basically, with the original lens, you could turn the camera up to a certain degree, and it will keep the horizon locked for you, which is kind of nice, because I noticed today when I was doing, you know, a car thing and I was flipping the camera around, it actually rotated the screen and started recording like this and kind of destroyed some footage because it like docked the sides, and I was like, nope, not using that. So with this lens, you can flip it 360 degrees and it will keep the horizon locked, and it won't switch into a different video mode. So I also want to make sure that time warp is still full screen, And yeah, let's just do some tests. Let's get into it. Alright, this is the GoPro with the max lens mod set to 2.7K at 30 frames per second. I'm gonna hold it right here so you can, and then yeah, we'll put the other lens on and do the same thing and see if there's a difference. It's kind of a bummer that you can only go to 2.7K with a maximum of 60 frames per second. But maybe it's not a bad thing, because in the video editing software, maybe it will like it a little bit more. And this is the GoPro at 2.7K, 60 frames per second, because it won't allow me to do 30 frames per second with the original lens on. Alright, and this is the GoPro 10 with the standard lens, recording at 4K, 30 frames per second. And I'm holding it right in the same spot that I was holding it before, so. And this is the GoPro 10 at 5.3K, 30 frames per second. Holding it in the same exact spot once again. So I did a little more digging. I've been looking into cameras and, you know, how they work, because I'm not really up on my cameras, but I could not physically see a difference between, you know, the Panasonic GH4 or the GoPro in 2.7, 4K or 5.3K. I could not see any difference besides that it looked like it was more zoomed in or zoomed out. That was the only difference I could see until I made it full screen. I put the video, I played it back, and I put it on a full screen. And I'm talking like 32-inch screen or bigger. So if you're watching this video on a phone or like a small device, you're not going to notice any difference at all, and you're going to think I'm crazy. You need to watch this video on a 32-inch monitor or bigger, or a TV, and you will notice the difference right away. So I'm sending this back. In all honesty, I do not think this is worth the money, and I'm calling a little bit of bullshit here on the wider field of view. It seemed like when you put it on 5.3K, you got the most view. But, you know, when I put it on full screen on a 32-inch monitor, I could tell that this Panasonic GH4, the picture was terrible compared to any of the video that I got from this GoPro with the new lens or the original lens. Which is crazy, because this Panasonic GH4 is a 4K camera. And I was just wondering, what is this camera going for nowadays? So I looked on Amazon, just the camera body is going for like 700 bucks. And then I have the G Vario 1:4 ratio, 7-14s, whatever. That lens alone is 800 bucks. And the picture quality is not even close to what this little camera pumps out, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. Maybe it's a setting that I have that's wrong. You know, I'm not really too up on my cameras, but I don't know. Personally, it seems like you have a really badass camera right here. It can do a lot of things, and then you put on this lens, and then you can't do a lot of things all of a sudden, and you're dubbing down the quality. So it doesn't matter if, you know, if everyone just watched all YouTube videos on a phone, it wouldn't matter. You could shoot in 1080p. It doesn't matter. But if someone goes home, sits down on their couch, and they were like, oh, let's watch some YouTube, right? It's on a big screen. Your video comes up, and it's blurry. Are they gonna want to watch it? I don't think so. So to me personally, you know, I want to shoot in 4K. I want to shoot in 4K. And I just did a video on fixing my truck. My truck had a problem. I went under it and fixed it. and I was shooting at 4K 30. 4K 30 frames per second, and the video on a big screen looked amazing. I mean, it looked great, especially for being under a truck, you know what I mean? So this is I like the camera, but I'm not feeling the lens. So I already have a return label all set to go. That thing's going back. I think money can be spent better in other places besides the lens. So what I think I'm going to go with is the media mod. The media mod kind of clicks on there and has a external microphone, which you don't have to use the microphone. You can actually plug in like lights or external microphones, and that's kind of where I'm after, because that's the one thing that kind of drives me nuts about, you know, this GoPro is I'm behind it, I'm in front of it, I'm behind it, and then depending on how far I am, like the audio kind of gets iffy sometimes. So it would be nice to have like a wireless mic that's like right here, and then it doesn't matter if I'm 10 feet, 30 feet, still be able to hear me, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's just my my honest opinion. First impressions of the Max Lens Mod from GoPro. I say it's a fail, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just my opinion. And yeah, I'd be interested to know if any of you guys know, like, why this Panasonic GH4 has such a, like, there's such a difference between video quality. It's a 4K camera, but when I put it on the full screen, you can definitely see it's a little fuzzy. It's not as clear and crisp as this guy. I don't know if it's a setting or if it's OBS, if it's the capture card. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have decent equipment, but I guess not. But yeah, anyways, that's it. Just a quick look. Make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. See you later.